It's 420, so I just want to ask, what kind of drugs have you done in your life, man? You've lived a life, huh?
I have. I've lived a
You
long
done any
life.
hardcore drugs? Let me see them veins, bro. You got marks?
Yeah. Actually,
I don't.
Actually, I do.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome in to episode 56 of the Mustache Ride podcast. I'm Sure Man Cool. That's the Dirty Tooth right there. And we are a couple mustachioed fellas ready to put on a show for you. Happy 420. So before we do anything else, Tooth and I, we're going to bust out the bong and hit a fat rip and get super stoned. And then you got your bong ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I need my lighter.
Here, I'll get you.
Okay. Nice. All right. Now that we're sufficiently lit, we can do the show on 420. I feel like we had to do something because it's 420. What a crazy random happenstance an episode landed on this day, this holy day of all days.
It's kind of crazy, and I think that's the first time anybody on live streams hit the crock bong.
The crock bong. Well, they're very rare.
They are.
Not many of them exist.
I think this is the only one, maybe.
It might be custom. Might be one of a kind. Well, welcome in, everybody. Happy 420. Smoke them if you got them. Hope you're having a good, safe day today. We record this show live twice a month, every other Saturday night, right here at twitch.tv/@Mustache Ride. No, youtube.com/@Mustache Ride Pod and twitch.tv/Mustache Ride Pod. And we hope you guys can watch us live. We record these live, every episode live. But it's also up on YouTube later if you're watching there. Hello. Leave a comment, like the video, and I'll like you.
And I don't, because I play bad YouTuber guy.
Oh.
I comment bad, mean things.
We're doing the good host, bad host shtick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're getting off on a tangent here, but we need to put a bow on this whole Mustache Ride makes a video game thing, and I think it's about time we come up with a name. We presented a couple names last episode, but this episode we're finalizing our decision. We have a lot going into this game. Just to run through it real quick, it's an MMORPG. We'll be little people inside of a world giant. Going to have a cel-shaded art style. It'll be a top-down isometric camera view. The music is going to be a mix of space banjo and Diablo vibes. We have some NPCs that we presented to put in the game. Me and Tooth, Reggie the talking dog, Kangaroo the parasitic fish boss, Sierra Mistwalker, Dracoth the Forsaken. Just some amazing NPCs that I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
And we have our main goal or objective is to save the world giant, defeat the big bad virus, and escape the world giant safely without killing it. And then we have an amazing trailer all ready to go, set up and ready to go. Tooth put this together, and man, I couldn't ask for a better one. Maybe better music to it, but hey,
we can always change the music.
Hey,
we can always change the music.
And that's pretty much everything you need for a video game. But
yeah,
there's one huge piece of the puzzle that we're missing, Tooth.
There is the name.
The name. We've been calling it Mustache Quest 64, like we're in 1993.
Solid name, honestly. Solid name.
It's not bad, and it's been a good placeholder, but I think it's time to set in stone, etch in the stone of that forever people. The final name of the game.
Yeah, the cover of the cover of the game for the midnight release at GameStop.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Now I know you put out a poll on our Mustache Ride Twitter. Go follow our Mustache Ride on Twitter. Our Twitter account on Mustache. Go follow us.
Yeah,
if you want to be a part of the polls.
Links in the bio. Go.
But we had two options.
We did.
You want to run us through?
I will. So we had 672 votes on our poll for our names, and the two options were The Last Colossus, solid name. My
Not
favorite.
bad.
My favorite, honestly. And then we had
Actually.
Mustache Quest Colossus Plague, which is
Oh yeah.
also pretty good. And then
I want to play that
a
game.
little ode back to Mustache Quest 64, which is also nice. You know, there'll be mustached players in there. And 672 votes gets us 100% to Mustache Quest Colossus Plague.
Unanimous.
It's unanimous.
That's a
672
lot of
votes. That is a lot of votes.
And not one person liked or chose. What I don't even remember what it was called. It's already
That's
in and out of my head.
That's because it was not memorable at all. Nobody liked it. But that's just how
I
it is.
thought it was good.
Sometimes.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
It's fine, I guess, but that's not the one. That's not the one we're choosing. We're choosing Mustache Quest Colossus Plague.
Colossus Plague. Okay. That's the name of our video game officially.
Yeah.
Look out for it in 2025 at the latest.
At the latest.
Because our superhuman developers, they're the ones that are making it. They're the ones we're paying top dollar. And if we have to delay it, I mean, I say we just
Fire them.
kill them all.
Oh, whoa.
No, I said maybe we start with firing.
Wait, I thought you were the good. I thought you were the good host. You're the bad host.
I slipped up.
Okay.
All right. Well, nice. Mustache Quest Colossus Plague. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a cool name.
Aren't the best things a mouthful?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to play that game soon. We'll have to
2025.
We'll have to give our developers some time though. So they're out on Mars doing their thing. You know.
They'll get it done or they'll die. That's the only option.
That's the only option. There's no other. Do it or die. So. Moving on, just to let you guys know, we have a Patreon. We have quite a few videos on Patreon already, with more planned to come out very soon. Tooth and I have been super busy outside of content, so it's slowed down a little bit, but we're coming back into it full force here very soon.
Yeah.
And we have some videos that we're excited to put out very soon. So check out the Patreon. You don't want to miss a thing. New YouTube videos. We always have new YouTube videos.
Yep.
We have lots of shorts that we put out all the time.
Just dropped one today. Just dropped one today, right now. You could go view it. You could be the 6,000th viewer if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. And the millionth like.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then we also put out the episodes, of course, and then the things that come out on Patreon, typically about a week or so later, will come out on YouTube as well. So if you don't have any bucks to contribute to the Patreon, that's okay. Most of the content,
get a job.
You'll see anyway for free. So
get a job.
You know, you don't have to get a job if you don't
get a job.
Who wants to
get
a job?
Get
you know, why don't you just sit on your butt?
Money. Get a job, pay me money so I can not have a job.
This is good. We're playing our roles perfectly.
I know, yeah.
Get a job, pay. Okay. And then also we have a Discord. So if you'd like to contribute to the show, bring up topics that you want us to talk about, or show us funny memes, crazy internet stuff, and then maybe we'll just watch them, bring them up on the show and talk about them. So
yeah,
join the Discord. Links in the description.
First 50 links, we watch them live. No questions asked.
No questions asked. That's dangerous. But you know, hey, them's the rules.
Engagement.
I don't make the rules.
We definitely make the rules.
I just follow them.
Oh, I make the rules then. Nice.
I
love making rules.
You're good at it too. It's a good rule.
Thank you.
Tooth, what have you been up to, man? You've been making rules for yourself outside of the episodes, outside of Mustache Ride, getting stuff done. What are you up to?
So I've been work's been kind of crazy. Before I get into other stuff that I've done, I am confident that nobody tells the truth when they get a job, and that everybody is unqualified for said job that they're applying for. And then they get it, and then they just sort of wing it, and then I have to deal with that, which is interesting. But
it's like fake it till you make it.
It's I thought that it was a little bit different. Like it's like, just be confident. Like that's the fake it part, but no, it's like it's the other. It's knowing how to do anything is the fake it part. But outside of that, it was 86 degrees in the office the other day. Wow. Which is like, if it's 86 degrees and you work outside, it's like a different thing, right? Like it's like you're expecting that if it's 86 degrees, like you knew that it was going to be 86 degrees that day. If you work in an office, you're not necessarily like dressed or expecting or understanding that it's going to be 86 degrees. You like sit there, there's no fan, there's no windows, there's no like relief. I thought I was going to burn the building down the other day.
There's no like central AC, climate control, anything. There's no way to like.
Broken. It broke. Yeah. You want to know what?
How long can that go on before they have to like?
The entire day it went.
Fix it.
They did fix it, but do you know what it was the next day? 62 degrees. It was so cold.
That's annoying.
And I wore a short sleeve shirt because it was 86 degrees the day before. Have you ever seen Office Space, the movie?
No, I think I've seen it, but you quote it all the time.
Oh, yeah,
and I'd never get the quotes.
Well,
I didn't realize it was such a quotable movie when I saw it when I was 12 years old or whatever.
It is a super quotable movie, but the guy in that, I'm going to spoil it. So.
Oh, spoil away, sir.
Okay, so in that movie, there's this guy, and they like try to fire him, but he like won't leave. And like he's walking around and he's like, I believe you have my stapler. And he's like looking for his stapler, and they move his office around, and then eventually they move him down into the basement, and they're trying to like get him to leave, like not be there anymore.
Yeah.
And ultimately the goal of the movie is that they like the core people, like the main characters, are laundering money from the company, and it becomes super successful and nobody finds out, but they have like this big conscience. And so they slip a letter under the door saying what they did, and they're expecting to like go to jail. But the stapler guy burns down the office building because he's so pissed that they keep doing all this stuff to him.
I see.
But that's how I felt the other day, that it's like, come on. But I didn't burn it down. I did not burn the building down.
It kind of makes you think, maybe you should have. Might have really helped somebody out. Yeah.
Yeah. So those people that were laundering from my company definitely got fired because I didn't burn the building down. But anyway.
Right.
And I've had like late meetings. Like this week I have like 3 that start at 6 p.m. that are like 2 hours away from the office.
Yeah.
Who plans that shit?
Your boss, I guess. Whoever tells you what to do.
Crazy. Unbelievable. Anyway, that sucks, but I have and did start a new game on stream.
Ooh.
And the new game is the opposite of my work. It's badass. It's Wolfenstein: A New Order. If you're new to my channel, people redeem games for me to play with channel points, and this guy redeemed it.
It's a good one. It's a good one, and I hope that someone or myself also redeems Wolfenstein 2 because that's also a really good game, and I think there's less sex scenes in it. I think, but don't take my word for it because I didn't realize there's like 3 in the first one.
I wasn't expecting it necessarily because they're in the middle of war and they're on a train full of Nazis, and then it's like, whoops, okay, that's happening right this second. Which was pretty interesting. You got to do, take what you can get in times of war. I was thinking, I was like, they just met. And then I also forgot that he had been there for 16 years. And
that's right.
Yeah, so it's not like they'd first met. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I'm about 75% through it. The coolest thing, and maybe this is like, maybe I'm like, aside from the story, is pretty cool, like the alt history kind of vibe. The coolest thing, in my opinion, is the ability to dual wield any weapon. Sniper rifles, shotguns, pistols, assault rifles. It doesn't matter. If you can pick it up as a gun, you can dual wield it. And that's crazy. And I did learn how to throw knives. even though I'm 75% of the way through. And that's pretty cool too, because you can do some cool takedowns.
Yeah.
I'm still not very stealthy. I think it's probably that I'm not working my way up the skill tree to be stealthy, but I just run up to
Maybe.
people and stab them like 10 times, and that works too.
I think Wolfenstein is a series that it gives you the option, but it doesn't encourage stealth super often.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
doesn't
gives you
like
the option, you can go down the steel tree, but I feel like it wants you to run and gun, open fire, guns
yeah.
blazing, get in their face, and just perforate the Nazis, you know?
It's pretty cool. I'm about to go to the lunar base, which is where they're doing some crazy, insane technology that they've stolen from other people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Stalin and try to make like a funny historical joke, but I couldn't work it in there fast enough.
Hey,
Uh,
it was a good
but
thought though.
yeah, but the game is good. I mean, like as far as like a run and gun like shooter, like I feel like the story is still like really interesting because of the whole history stuff. So I'm into it,
Yeah.
and I think it's a good one. I like how like
Nice.
there's like little side missions for like random crap that I don't know what you're supposed to do. I have tried to do a couple things that like I'll click on it thinking that like, oh, like I'll just go back, but after the cutscene you just like are propelled somewhere else. Like you don't get to like go back into the safe house and do whatever it was that you're doing. So you need to make sure that you're
Oh.
actually like gonna do that
Ready to
quest.
go.
Yeah. You need
Yeah.
to make sure you're ready to go. But I did do the mini game, which like kicks you back into like an OG Wolfenstein where you're like walking around like blasting the old ones.
Wolfenstein 3D with all the blue walls and blue
Yeah.
doors and all
got
the
it.
Nazi paraphernalia.
Yeah, I got out of it, and that was cool. That was a cool little mini game, so I'm into that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, just been working on more Pokedex videos. I released another one. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Go watch it. So I have another view on my video and like it, and they're getting pretty cool, I think. So I like that, and you should like it too, because I make the
Nice.
rules. But yeah,
That's right.
that's what I've been doing. That's everything. Outside
Nice.
of I got a bidet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about it more later, but I got a bidet.
Okay. You're still with us, so you haven't gone full blast yet.
And no, I haven't gone full blast, but I did break the rules a little bit. If you want to
Oh,
know.
did you sit on the toilet backwards?
No,
Because you're
I
not
did.
supposed to do that and
I,
use the bidet.
I didn't sit on it backwards, but what I
Oh.
did do is I was like, I wonder how strong this thing really is. Like, I wonder how far it sprays. Like, it can't spray that far. And it specifically says in there, like, don't turn it on if you're not sitting on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did turn it on.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I sent a picture and I'll show it. It's just like, I just got like hit like right in the chest with it, like right after I installed it. And I was like, yep, that, and it like waters went everywhere.
Oh yeah.
All over the place. It hit me. It hit like the mirror, got on the ceiling, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
It was an accident.
It was kind of an accident,
Be honest.
and kind of not an accident. Like I was
Okay.
doing the twist, and like the self cleaning twist, and then I wanted to do one notch to see how far it sprayed.
Sure.
It's new, so the knob is a little sticky, like like it doesn't smoothly twist right now.
Okay.
And so I accidentally went too many clicks, and it like a lot of water.
I did it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And
just
it
wanted a
shot
little
across the bathroom and splattered all over the mirror. And I was like,
So
and
you
I'm
weren't-
supposed to put my butt there? What the heck?
So you weren't
That's-
standing right in the stream of it.
No, I got out of
Yeah.
the way because I knew it would happen. Or if it didn't happen, I would like bump it up until it happened. Because I just wanted to see.
I thought it was just gonna like go a little bit out of the toilet with one little turn, but I went too far.
No, you got to blast those poo particles.
But
Those
it's
poo particles.
I don't want to go in too much detail, but it's It's nice.
It's nice.
It's good. I like it. Big fan.
I'm glad
of
you
the
like
bidet.
it.
I'd never used one
Bidets,
before.
they should be standard. I forget to use mine sometimes, but whenever it's like when you need it, it's there. We'll just
That's
leave it
true.
at that.
But anyway, yeah, I got a bidet. What about you? You have a bidet, so you don't need to talk about yours.
I have a bidet. Yeah, it works well. And that's all I have to say about that. But I have been playing a lot of games. Last night, me and Fatal Tone finished up Halo 2 co-op campaign. And so we're thinking about either playing Halo 3 or Gears of War co-op next. Just because it's fun playing co-op games, because it's like during our Friday streams we don't always have to just play multiplayer games or bounce around. We can do both and play a co-op game, and it's been fun. So I like playing co-op.
Gears of War is a sweet co-op game to play, even right now.
Oh yeah, Gears of War is badass.
It's pretty sick.
Such a good series. But yeah, some of those scenes in Halo 2, like Master Chief just being cool, it just kind of made me start thinking of Gears of War. I was like, man, Gears 2. Good times.
Sad games. Sad games.
Truly.
But really good.
I have also been I tried out today because over this weekend there's a early access playtest thing for the game X Defiant. So I downloaded it and played 4 matches or something like that. Not bad. It needs some balancing. There's a lot of balancing that needs to occur in X Defiant. The sniper rifle, the TAC 50, is crazy strong. It like you start the game, everybody's using whatever weapon they want, and by the end of the game, more than half of the players in the lobby are sniping because it's just
OP.
It's OP.
I love
it feels
a good
really
sniper
good.
rifle though. Love a good sniper rifle kill.
It feels great to use and shoot, but it doesn't feel like it's balanced. And then certain things, like I don't understand how I die so fast. I don't get it.
Every
sometimes.
multiplayer game ever.
The time to kill is like a little bit longer. It feels more closer to like maybe a little bit quicker than Apex.
Okay.
To give you some reference, yeah. But not for other people. For other people, it's like really fast, like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
I don't know.
Apex, I turn it on and like get in the game and then I die. Like before I hit the ground, I feel like I die before I even get down into the fight. That's how it feels with Apex. So maybe X Defiant will be better for me.
We just need to get good. End of the day.
That's true. Yeah, I'm bad.
We need to get good.
I'm bad.
You especially. I've also been playing Pokemon Black, which is kind of a out of the blue kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the few Pokemon games I have never played. I've never played Black and White. I've never played Black and White 2. It was just, I think it came out on like the 3DS or something, but it came out just after I kind of like set my DS down for the final time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played Diamond and Pearl, and then that's it. So it's cool having an emulator. I downloaded an emulator on my Steam Deck, and so it's kind of like the top and bottom screen on one screen, and then the touch screen part of the DS is the Steam Deck is touch screen. So it almost gives you the same feeling as a DS back in the day. Pokemon Black, very pretty game, really like 3D, and I don't know. There's just a certain vibe to it that I really like over a lot of the other Pokemon games. I'm really enjoying it so far. A lot of Pokemon I've never even heard of, because this whole Pokemon Black, it's a whole 150 new Pokemon. So there's no Pokemon from the older generations in this at all, which I think is kind of refreshing. But I do miss my Magikarp. I miss certain staples, my Abra that I always get. But it's been fun kind of meeting all these new little pals. So
who's in your party right now? Who's your go-tos?
I started out with the fire starter, Tepig.
Yeah, Tepig. His evolutions are comical, I think.
Big and piggish.
Yeah, really funny looking, I think.
Yeah, they're cool though. I forget what his name is. Right, the second evolution after
Yeah.
Tepig, but boar. I
Yeah,
forget.
I remember. I just evolved one on Pokemon Go,
Oh, nice.
which is why I thought about that.
Yeah, and then I have Munna, which
Mm.
catching a Munna or at least encountering a Munna is part of the early game, and then you can kind of go in and catch one. And it's kind of nice to have it's a psychic type Pokemon, so kind of nice to have a psychic type early on in the game. But I don't think Munna will be sticking around too long.
Pig
But I don't
Knight.
know. Pig Knight, is that
The,
the third evolution?
no, that's the second evolution.
That's the second evolution. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Pig Knight. Solid name.
yeah.
I don't have enough to pig candy to get the third evolution for you, or I would do that right now.
Oh, that's okay. But I do find it interesting that there are a lot of firefighting starters.
Hmm. Everybody likes fire starters.
Fire's cool, but like, why are there so many firefighting? There's at least two that I can think of, but I feel like there's even more.
Yeah.
And why not fire ghost? I don't know, fire something else.
I think
But
fire flying is like cool to me. Like I like that.
yeah, classic too.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've also I played. This is the last one. Oh no. Okay, this is a whole tangent. But 6 years ago on Xbox, there was a game called Gigantic. It's like a MOBA. It came out soon after, like within a year after Overwatch came out
Mm.
originally. And it was out. It was really fun. It's a MOBA, like a third person MOBA, similar camera view like Smite. You might compare it. But then the gameplay, I don't know. It's just like a very unique MOBA where your team has a big giant creature guardian, and then the other team has a big giant creature guardian, and you have to collect enough power to get your guardian to rampage so that he goes over to the other guardian and kicks its ass. And so whichever team gets their guy to rampage more wins. That's the basic gist. And then as you play the game, there's a game mode where as you play through the game, you level up just like in League of Legends or something. You level up throughout the match, and then you can kind of pick different skills as you level up based on the game or based on who you're playing against or whatnot, the map you're on, all that. And it's very in depth, and it's really fun. It's pretty addicting, but it's the kind of game that I'm worried about the longevity of Gigantic, because they brought it back for a $20 price tag.
Yeah.
It's not free to play. And so I don't know, there's no cosmetics, there's no like microtransactions. And so I'm worried, like, once this initial boom from those sales dies off, what's going to keep it around? What money's coming in to pay the people to work on it?
Yeah.
And so I'm worried about that, but I'm enjoying it for however long it's around right now. Hopefully it'll be around longer than it was originally, which originally it was only out for about a year or so, maybe just over a year.
Yeah. Have the
And then it
servers gotten
disappeared.
better? I know that, like, I'm worried about the longevity because I watched for 40 minutes and watched one match.
Well, the matches are kind of long anyway.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, the servers were bad on launch. I think the most recent patch, just a day ago or something, they seem to fix the server issues, at least for the most part. But there's a lot of other bugs and issues that they're aware of that they're working on. But it seems like slowly but surely, I'm playing it every day, so I'm gonna be complaining every day. But as far as like being someone working on it, a patch, hopefully they can patch it every couple of weeks, every few weeks, give us a little bit more. But I'm not expecting too much because I don't know. I feel like they probably barely broke even from working on it prior to launch and then putting it out. The sales they made, I feel like they're probably not even profiting yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll launch something like, I feel like it's a good model if you're launching a $20 game and there's a lot of bugs and you don't introduce microtransactions early on. Like, because if I got in there and then I bought a bunch of skins and then you killed the game because you can't work on it and fix it, I'd be pissed.
That's true. Maybe they. That's just kind of goes to show maybe they don't plan on sticking around with it long enough, unless it blows up like some games have when they
Yeah.
come out and they just blow up out of the blue. Maybe that's what they were hoping for. But the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to add microtransactions later with confidence. Because people aren't going to have that confidence that it's going to be around long enough to get use out of the money they're spending on that stuff. So anyway, that's all beside the point though. The game right now, despite the bugs and the flaws, is really fun. I'm enjoying Gigantic a lot, and I'm really happy to have it, and I'm actively trying to improve, which is fun. It's fun to really give it some effort, and 90% of the time have that effort just thrown back in your face because you still suck. But I want to be better, so I'm gonna try.
If it was free to play, I'd
And
give it a shot, but I'm not gonna pay $20 for it.
yeah, I don't blame you. Sorry, I don't know if you heard my dogs, but my wife's home, so they're going nuts.
Zuba 5. Shout out.
And last thing, I started playing. I played and beat. It's a little tiny little indie game, little indie gem on Steam called Please Stop Crying. And in the description for the game, it's the developer says something about how like he just became a new father, and he wanted to make this game to kind of show his experience and what people can expect from being a father in an embellished and funny kind of way. And so if you look up the game Please Stop Crying, you'll see what I'm talking about, and it's really silly.
It looks
basically the wife she goes out to run some errands, and she'll be back in 2.5 hours, which is 2 minutes and 30 seconds in game. And you have 5 chores to do, and you have to keep the baby happy, and you have to get it all done in under 2.5 minutes. And it took me a few tries. But it end of the day, once you know how to do it, it's over. The game's beat. But it's a fun little art exhibit of this guy just trying to show like this is how I feel, and maybe even this is what stay-at-home moms or even not stay-at-home moms, but moms that have a lot of responsibility, or where the responsibilities maybe not even when it comes to taking care of the house and the kid. It just goes to show when those roles are switched and you're not ready for it, it can get overwhelming, and it really translates well, I think, more or less.
There's a scene in the Steam video where the baby's running around and it's foggy. That's terrifying. Creepy
that fog means
baby.
You failed, basically, yeah. But it's a $3 little game, and I highly recommend it, just as a fun little experience. It's not crazy expensive, so
yeah.
I want to be a dad one day,
Yeah.
And now I know how. So
cool. Now you know how to stop the baby from crying while you're doing chores, and yeah, that's easy. That's funny. That's hilarious.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to. It's been a long 2 weeks. It feels like I don't know why, but it feels like it's been longer than 2 weeks in between episodes.
Yeah, I feel like I've talked to a couple people, and it's felt like the last like week or 2 weeks have been felt like a month for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the weather's getting nicer, and so we're irritated doing things we don't want to do, or I don't know what it is, but
I don't know. I know the past couple weeks have been a little rough for me too, outside of content and stuff, personal life. And it's just been, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, maybe it's just because I've been feeling more stress. Things just feel, the minute to minute feels kind of a little more agonizing when I'm not doing something that I want to be doing or that I'm happy to be doing. I don't know how to say what I want to say and be as vague as I want to be. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm just glad to be here now with you, man. I see you added a few topics into the list here. But first, it's 420. So I just want to ask, what kind of drugs have you done in your life, man? You've lived a life, huh?
I have. I've lived a long life.
You done any hardcore drugs? Let me see them veins, bro. You got marks?
Yeah. Actually, I don't. Actually, I do, but it's not from
giving blood, right?
From giving plasma, actually, and it's
plasma.
It's really funny because the needle that you have to use to give plasma leaves a track mark, permanent. Like you can. I don't know how to show you. Actually,
no, you don't have to show it. I believe you.
But it's there, and they give you a little card that says like this person donates plasma, they don't like
They don't do drugs.
It's not heroin. It's not heroin.
Well, I guess if you're like dying on the side of the road for some other reason than doing drugs or something, then and someone finds you, then they're gonna see the track marks and be like, "Oh, junkie."
Yeah,
but
and they'll throw me in the ditch.
But they'll look at your ID.
True.
And they'll see the card and they'll be like, "Oh, he's not a junkie."
Yeah.
But if I was a junkie, I would try to get one of those cards.
I would too, and I'd wear it around my neck all the time. Like, I don't do drugs. Yeah. No, I haven't. Not really. I mean, like the recreational stuff a couple times, but nothing ever hard, which is actually really surprising because I like the area that I live in is like predominantly like drug heavy, and I'm talking like heroin, like meth, like really hard shit like happening. Like there were drug dogs at my school twice a week. They would come. That was like a standard thing. And they would like sniff out the lockers, and like if your locker got chose, like you had to go down to the office, and like it's pretty crazy. That's crazy. How about you? Have you dabbled in the black tar in your time?
I dabble in some stuff sometimes.
Not the
black tar.
Not the black tar. Okay.
Not the black tar.
That's good. That's good.
I've smoked weed, drinking alcohol. I've tried mushrooms a few times in the past. That is experimenting.
Shiitake or
no, psychedelic.
Oh.
And they're fun. I don't know. I think when I ingest drugs, I don't know how to put it, but like I've tried to have an edible, like a weed edible before, and they don't really hit me. I think my stomach, my body just kind of
eat more of them.
Eats it. I know. I've never really pushed it. I've never wanted to because I'm afraid I'll die and never wake up.
You get 5 gummy bears. Don't eat 1. Eat 5.
Yeah. That's maybe I haven't felt it because I'm a weenie.
Yeah.
Sure.
You might be a weenie. Yeah.
But with that, mushrooms, I don't feel like hit me as hard as the couple buddies I was with. But I definitely still felt a difference, and it was weird. It was cool. I don't know. It didn't change my life forever. I didn't talk to God or anything like that.
Bummer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a good time, chill, fun, feeling weird. Yeah. At the time, we ended up watching, Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
He had a special called Word, Words, Words. And then he came out with a second special. And it was, I forget what it was called now, but it was very weird. Very off the wall.
Weird.
And
Bo Burnham makes weird stuff? That's crazy.
But like Words, Words, Words was funny, and we like laughed and like sang along.
Yeah.
And this special came out. We decided to watch it for the first time on shrooms. And it was trippy, man. I was hugging a pillow watching that thing. And I ended up getting up and being like, I don't want to watch this anymore because it just wigged me out.
Yeah.
That's probably the funniest thing that happened. A buddy of mine was laying on the concrete in the backyard, and he felt like he had the feeling like his face was melting off and like melting to the concrete. It was like nighttime and cool outside, but he felt like his face was melting. And so he like freaked out and came inside, but not a real freak out, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's probably my biggest drug experience. That's the one that comes to my mind.
Yeah, I feel like I've never had the opportunity. Like that's never like arose. Like I feel like so it's never been and it's not something that I like actively like seek out. And so
yeah. You don't seem like the type to succumb to any sort of peer pressure. You seem like you kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
Which is a great quality. I think I'm a little prone to peer pressure when people are around me. That's hit me before. So
yeah, I think what happened is like I'm not, and I never have been. So like, on the friend spectrum, I've had like very limited like friendship, like IRL friendships, like my whole life, and I think it's because I don't like somebody's like, oh, we're going to a party. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And
Yeah.
then like no, then they don't invite me the second time, which I might
Sure.
go the second time. But like it's been like that sort of my whole life, and so like I've never really had the opportunity where like I have this like big group of friends that are doing this thing that I even have to worry about, because I sort of nipped it in the bud really early on with like I do whatever the fuck I want, and
Yeah.
not everybody likes that. Or when you're younger, you know what I mean? Like then you.
For sure.
So I never really had the opportunity for it, but hey, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
I got lots of life left.
Yeah.
Maybe it's way cooler when you're older, more responsible.
Yeah, and you have a more well-rounded like view of who you are
Yeah.
and how you are.
Maybe I'll talk
And
to
so
God.
I think you'd notice the difference, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
from one state to the next. But
I would say
I
so.
feel like if you were to experiment with anything, it should be maybe a psychedelic, just to, because like you're not gonna get addicted, you know, and it's more like literally a trip. Like you're just going on a little trip and you're coming right back.
I feel like if I was gonna try anything, that's what it would be. I think so.
Nice.
But I think marijuana is illegal here. Like it's not a legal thing in my state either. And I lived in Tennessee also, and not legal there either. And it's weird because I think like recently, like in the past like 5 years or so, it's become medicinally legal, but not for me, because I don't medicinally need it. And so
Yeah.
it's like one of those things.
Most people don't
True.
medicinally need it.
I guess I don't like seek out to get it, but it's one of those things where it's like it's so hard like to get it and to like worry about it, and I'm like I'm not gonna worry about that. Like maybe I'll take some sleeping medicine and try to stay awake as long as I can, and then go to sleep. I've done that. I have done that before.
And
a little NyQuil.
Did you trip out a little bit? Get a little loopy?
It gets you get pretty loopy.
Okay.
Yeah, try that out.
Maybe one day we'll have to have an episode where we're both high on psychedelics, and we just describe what we're feeling and seeing.
I'll fly out to you, and we'll both like sit in a room and just like do one full episode fully psychedelic.
That's the thing. I think mushrooms are illegal still, of course, but I think like the charge for them is very severe. Like if you were to get caught with them or anything, but I don't know.
I mean,
I've never had to worry about that.
We won't do mushrooms. Of course, that's illegal.
Shiitake.
We won't do mushrooms. You know, like we'll do legal things.
And we as a podcast don't condone the use of drugs. Make your own choices. Make good choices. Be smart. And what would Jesus do? I think is at the end of the day what Mustache Ride promotes.
He would turn water into wine and get lit.
He get lit, bro.
Lit up.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that answers that question. Happy 420.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to bring up some a little more naughty, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, risky.
Drugs.
Yeah. Drugs. I feel like 420. I feel like 420 is not like a drug, you know, day. You know what I mean? Maybe it is.
But marijuana is a gateway drug. You know what they say.
Yeah, I saw that on a special one time. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And I'm gonna. You know what else is a gateway drug? TikTok. It's a gateway drug to screen time. You know.
Oh, sure.
High screen time. I have been watching this video series, YouTuber that I found is Matt Mort. He's doing like this 30-day Get Better Life series, which is kind of cool. But he's trying to limit his screen time to 5 hours a day.
Week?
A day.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is like, and I thought, as soon as I saw that, I was like, 5 hours a day is a lot. Nope. No, it's not. It is not crazy at all.
Really?
Yeah.
What you got over there?
My screen time, like over the past 6 months, like checking it, like I average 7 hours a day. Average.
Wow.
And prior to like in 2020, like I scrolled back to look just for giggles,
Oh, you can do that?
14 hours,
Whoa.
like checking time.
That's
It's
crazy.
yeah. So I'm curious, like what's your average screen time?
My daily average right now is 5 hours, 14 minutes.
Not bad.
Not bad. I don't know how that could be because I like when I'm working, I constantly have a YouTube video playing,
Yeah.
but I have the screen
But you have
closed.
your screen locked, yeah.
So
So
I guess that's the difference.
so I guess you do have more. But yeah, it's crazy. Like my screen time this week's 18 hours and 50 minutes, which is pretty high. But my
Oh, for
screen
the
time,
week?
yeah, my week. But I guess my like daily time since I've noticed it has been going down because I'm like,
Yeah.
snap, I like put it down. And so yeah,
Yeah, you're like,
I'm not going to do that.
yeah, once you know, it kind of takes the
The
magic out of it, and
yeah.
you kind of you don't even have to think about it. You're like, you just put it down a
Yeah.
little bit more often. I think my average was a lot higher before I got YouTube Premium, because YouTube Premium you can close the screen.
Yeah.
Before I kind of stopped watching TikTok,
Yeah.
I got really turned off TikTok. We haven't really talked about this, but the first thing that turned me off of TikTok was when I posted on TikTok, and my coworkers were like, "Oh, hey, I saw your video, yada
Yeah.
yada. Oh, nice desk or computer, whatever." And I
Yeah.
was like,
What?
I don't want these people seeing my personal life. These are work
Yeah.
people. They know work SMC. They don't know home SMC.
Yeah.
They don't know street clothes and
There's a
swear
couple
words.
there's a couple
SMC.
specific settings that are like key to making sure that nobody finds you. And one is like because it will like from your contacts in your phone, it'll suggest you to those people. And then
Yeah.
if you're near somebody like in the same proximity all the time, it will also suggest you to those people. And so
So
you have to like
weird.
turn off the settings to like suggest your account. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I can
I
see
would
where
c-
that's a turn off.
I'd consider going into the settings and looking at that if the second thing that turned me off to TikTok didn't happen, which was like after a while I went back on. I was like, I'll look at what's the culture like right now, for TikTok. Changes all the time. I open it up. First thing is an ad. Get that out of the way. Or no, first thing was a TikTok shop ad. So the TikTok store, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
someone's personal TikTok channel, but they're promoting their own TikTok store.
Yeah.
And so I scroll, I get a regular TikTok or whatever. I scroll again, an ad.
Yeah.
I scroll again, TikTok store. Scroll again, TikTok store. It's like constantly I'm being beamed into my brain, all these products and things, services and products and things to spend money on. And I was like, where's the content? Where's the actual videos? I brought this up to someone else and they were like, oh, that's not what it's like for me. And I was like, that's what it was like for me. And I hated it. That was
Yeah.
ugly to me. And I don't think I've even opened TikTok since. So people send me TikToks all the time and I just don't watch them.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTube Shorts guy these days.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have a good algorithm on YouTube Shorts, so like I get one video in and I'm like, I don't know why you suggested this to me, and so then I like it's an immediate turn off. My TikTok hasn't been too bad, and it's gotten better. When it was really bad, like when TikTok Shop launched, like there was an article that came out. It was 30% per like 1,000 videos that they watched. 30% of those videos were ads.
300 out of 1,000.
300 out of 1,000. Which
That's a lot.
is pretty high. Yeah, that's pretty high. It should be more like 10%, I feel like.
And that's just ads. I don't know if that counts TikTok store ads or like people
Well,
promoting
yeah.
their own stuff.
Yeah, it was like all sponsored, like anything sponsored
Ugh.
post. So 30%. Pretty high. I
It's-
don't know.
It's very high.
My like attention is like 1 second. So if you haven't caught it in 1 second, or if I hear a sound that I don't like, I'm scrolling. And so I barely see shop ads most of the time because
Man,
I'm so fast.
I hear people, YouTubers, content creators call videos on YouTube slop. like, oh yeah, just uploading more slop, or oh, I was just watching some slop. There's no better definition of the term slop than short form content. Doesn't mean it can't be good,
Yeah.
but it's like it's so forgettable. And the quality, like some of these TikToks, man, are so good, so high quality, really talented people, and I watch their whole video, and then I move on to the next one, and I can't remember that creator's name. I don't remember the front half of the video I watched. It's all gone. And so it's very rarely do I like, oh, I saw this short, let me go find it, and then I can actually find it. It's always gone, lost into the ether,
I think it's a
or I
little
can't
bit
remember it. It doesn't come up.
it's a little bit different for me. Like I know, like I watch the same creators a lot, and then
Yeah.
I also show my wife the same videos. And
Yeah.
so like I make sure to like bookmark them and like save them and like them so I can go back and watch them again. And every now and then I'll scroll down halfway through my list and I'll just watch those videos again in my liked page, because
That's
still,
my main reason for liking a video,
they're
is
still
so that
hilarious.
I can find it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the YouTube like watch later like playlists and like making playlists. I do like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Me too.
the screen time, it's crazy. I never really thought about it. I guess my screen time, like as far as like on a computer, is insane. Like probably close to 16 plus hours a day, because one, I work 8 to 10 of those hours. So
Screens are a big part of our life now, so it's normal.
yeah,
But then it's like, I don't know. People say, "Oh, go touch grass or go outside," and it's like, yeah, but then anything productive is either chores or errands or something in front of a screen.
yeah. I touched grass today, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a home improvement store to look at sod,
Oh,
and I
so
touched
you
the
touched
sod.
some real grass.
Yeah, it was real. Somebody had peeled it up and rolled it in a big roll, but it's still grass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to be transplanted onto your grass, like a hair transplant, but for your yard.
Yeah, like a wig for your yard.
Like a front lawn wig.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Who do you think invented sod? You think it was like an invention? Somebody one day it was just like, I'm gonna peel this grass up and sell it to somebody.
I really think so.
That's
I feel like
crazy.
somebody had a really nice looking lawn, and somebody else was like, I want my lawn to look like that. And the guy that had that lawn was like, I mean, I could do it again. I made this. I could do it again. He's like, why don't I roll this up like a shag carpet? You can bring it on over to your. What is this face? What is this face you're making? Why are you making this face?
The practice of creating sod began in the late 12th century.
Wow.
And then in the America, it was 1838, and it was the first documented blacksmith to create a patented sod plow, John Deere. The guy that invented John Deere sod plow, 1838.
History.
That's crazy.
Sod. I guess
Whoa.
it seems like such a no-brainer though. Like once you know what it is or how it's done,
Yeah.
it seems like how you can take a plant out of one pot and put it in another pot, or out of one ground and put it in another ground.
Yeah.
Same thing with grass. Why not?
Have you ever laid sod? Have you ever done that?
No.
It's the big
I've
rolls
seeded.
are so
Never laid
heavy.
sod. Yeah, I bet.
They're so heavy. Oh my god.
It's so much easier than seeding.
Hurts my back thinking about it, actually.
Yeah. Well, what if we tackle one more of these topics for the episode before we call it?
Yeah, throw it at me. What is it?
I got you. I got one for you.
Throw me a topic. I'll knock it out of the park, home run.
Last episode, we talked about how I wanted to learn to draw.
Yeah. Did you draw something?
And you were like, just do it. Just do it.
Just do
and
it.
I was like, I don't know. Where do I even start? Since then, I have invested a little bit. I bought a little iPad or a little tablet.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's got a
it's
case.
like a Galaxy Tab S 6. So it's
Nice.
a couple years old,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, fairly cheap, and I'm only using it for drawing. So I'm not
Nice.
downloading any BS apps. I'm not loading it up with pictures and videos and things. And yeah, I got a case with it's got a handle on it.
It's pretty
It's got a little
fancy.
holster,
I like that.
for my pen.
You're holding
So
it
I've got a
like a you know, like a good mistake. What's that guy? What's his name?
Bob Ross.
Bob
But
Ross.
what is that called? It's like a paint
Paint palette.
palette. Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't make for good drawings. Like you don't really want to like sit here and draw like this because it's so unstable still. So
Yeah.
and then this big thing is here, and so I can't lay it down flat either. So it's, I don't know. I'm still getting used to it, but I have drawn a little bit.
Yeah. I
Do you
drew
want to see some
something.
drawings?
Yeah, show me something. I drew something yesterday, which is
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so funny. What a good time.
Oh man, I just put in my work iPad password.
That's not it.
Ugh.
That won't do it.
Where are my pictures? I'm not good with Android stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I'd put it down probably. Somebody hands me an Android thing, I just set it down. I think.
Okay. So, some of them just don't save. It's so weird.
It's gonna be awesome. I know it is.
So I was looking because I have a few skulls around here, and I was looking at one of my skulls,
Yeah.
and this was on the 13th. So this was about a week ago now. Actually, it's been a couple days since I drew, but I drew a skull.
Nice. Number 5. So 5 drawings.
Yeah, but some of them didn't save, like I said.
That's okay.
So there's like corrupted. It's like
Oh.
a corrupted thing. I don't know.
Corrupted file.
Sucks.
Oh well.
This one I traced. To be completely honest,
Yeah.
I asked Midjourney for some like little chibi guy with a mustache,
Yeah.
and I picked one of them. I zoomed in and I put it on one layer, turned down the opacity, and then on another layer, I drew this guy over him.
Yeah. Look at that.
And I made some changes from what the original was.
It's sick.
And so but I struggle with hair.
Hair is
I don't
so
understand
tough.
hair.
Hair is really tough. It's probably, I would say, like in the world of like drawing human figures, hands and hair are the two toughest things in my opinion. Because even if you get the proportions wrong on something, like it doesn't really matter. It's like, oh, that looks a little funky, but the hair and the hands make it just look like a kid's drawing, like a kindergartner drew it. If you mess it up, and it's so easy to mess it up. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to draw it.
I don't either. I don't know how to at least draw confident lines that look like what I want them to look like.
Yeah.
That's what this practice is hopefully going to allow me to get a little more comfortable with just busting something out real quick.
Yeah.
The one of the drawings I did that didn't save, I called it Aang on crack. So Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender. But he was like, his eyes were real big and he looked really strung out. So I zoomed in and put really light red lines in his eyes. Like he's like, I don't know, on crack.
Yeah, I like it.
But it didn't save. I wish I could have showed you.
That's cool. I'm glad you draw it. I see number 6 at least, so you've drawn at least 6 things. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and I asked ChatGPT to give me like a 30-day drawing plan to help me improve at drawing by the end of the 30 days.
Nice.
30 is too many.
30 days.
There's so many repeats. There's no detail. There's no like draw this for this reason. Then you'll be better at this. Next day. No, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's like draw lines and shapes. And then the next day it's like consider how drawing lines and shapes will affect it doesn't really give me anything specific. And I try to get more specific with it. It doesn't really help. It's a stupid robot.
So I did something here. I'll get it. Hold on.
Yeah, because what I want is like a YouTuber or some sort of channel. I found one YouTube channel where that has like a kind of like a set amount of videos, and I figured I'd watch one a day and try to work on something little by little. But
So
yeah,
I I have this little book. This is a little
yeah,
black book, and I for a while, like starting in 2017, I would fill one page every day, which is like
oh, middle, more middle.
I would fill like I would draw like whatever, but I would try to like fill a page every day with just like different things. Like
Yeah,
whatever it is, like I don't know, like some of them are good, some of them are stupid, some of them are like shading, some of them are like what the f- is that? But this is what I tried to do like every day I would just like open it up and I would spend like no more than like 5 minutes and just fill the page with whatever. Like it didn't matter what it is. Like this one was just like all cats this day.
nice.
So like I think that could be like helpful. Just like you pick a theme and you try like for I don't know, like 30 minutes you just like draw that theme, whatever it is. Like I think that's a good I have a couple things. Maybe I'll send you a couple things. I'll send you a couple
Cool.
channels.
Yeah, I'm all ears. Like, and viewers out there too, if you guys have any good art YouTube channels, specifically learning to draw, specifically on a device like an iPad or some sort of tablet, because I can draw on paper. I'm basically a pro, but it's the iPad
Yeah.
that I'm having trouble translating that to. But for real, I'm starting with like a pencil and I'm sketching kind of like I would on paper.
Yeah.
And then I'm switching over to like an ink pen, thick ink pen, and kind
Smart.
of going over those lines. So I have more. I have a bit of a step-by-step process to it, but uh, I don't want everything to. I don't want to have to sketch everything every time if I don't need to. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah, I want to get I mentioned drawing something yesterday and I'm trying to get into or practice like a rubber hose like old cartoony style like Cuphead. And so that's what I was trying to do yesterday is like find something that I can just draw and
Yeah.
I didn't really find anything that I could draw like I just copied Cuphead and my friend Alan's like little fox, but I want to get into that style of drawing.
I love that. That's a great style.
Yeah, like that's sort of my goal.
Like Steamboat Willie kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's like hard because it's like a thicker line. Like you have to like, I don't know, like you have to make like decisions on like what it is that you're trying to like accentuate. Like, but yeah, that's what I want to try to do. I want to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I drew Cuphead and Alan yesterday, and that was cool. I'm using like a drawing pad. So it's different. I'm using this guy. Look at that pen. Just like a pencil. How do you feel the digital, like the thing on the screen? Like I have an iPad and I find like the little Apple Pencil harder to use.
I have never used an Apple Pencil.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I have a little bit because my wife has an iPad with an Apple Pencil. But this one, I had to get the S version of the tablet so that it was compatible with an S Pen, which is what this is.
Okay.
It's not a.
Oh, it's like thinner-ish. Yeah,
I think it must wirelessly charge if it charges at all. It's got a button, so it must have some sort of electronics in it. But like you hover over the screen and it shows a little circle, and it's pretty responsive. I have no complaints, and the feeling of running it over the screen feels smooth and nice. It doesn't feel rough or anything like that, or it doesn't leave any marks. So it's been nice. I really have no complaints other than the button, like the placement of the button.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were really trying to get at with that. It's kind of in the way.
You probably can't see it, but I have like a paper texture cover over
like a
iPad.
matte. I've heard people say you want a matte screen protector because it's a little bit like your hand kind of goes over it really smoothly.
Yeah, this one was like specifically I like looked up and ordered the paper textured one because I was like working on the iPad and I couldn't even write my name because my hand would just like catch on the screen weird, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
And that's one reason to get a pen, like a dedicated pen for your screen, your tablet, your iPad, whatever. Because when I think, at least the way this one works, is when it detects the pen, it ignores every other source of touching the screen.
Yeah.
And so you can have your hand on it, rest your hand on it. You just kind of have to time it where you put the pen down. At least that's my interpretation. I don't know how it detects not to write with my hand there.
Yeah.
But it does. It does a good job.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you draw on something. That's awesome.
Me too. It feels good, but it is very slow.
It's a slow
to
process.
get better.
Yeah, it's slow. I mean, it's hard because you see people that have been doing it for 600 years, and they're really good. But
or people that just have this uncanny ability to visualize something in their head and just do it.
Yeah.
Write it out. You know?
Yeah, I think that's.
I wish I could do that.
I'm good at like practicing things, but I'm bad at finding the time to practice it. So like I'll do something for like 6 hours one day, but it might be 6 months before I do it again.
Yeah.
That makes it hard.
You're a binger.
Yeah, I do binging, which is okay. It's okay it's okay if you go and binge our YouTube shorts. That's right. That's an okay binge thing.
It's also okay if the Dirty Tooth binges all of the episodes of Fallout on Prime, and then over the next 2 weeks, and then next episode, maybe we have a segment talking about how freaking amazing it is because it's so good. And you like Fallout, right? You've played Fallout?
Yeah, played Fallout.
A Fallout game or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, they nail it. And I won't spoil anything for you, but it's really good, and we should talk about it.
How many hours of show is there?
Don't worry about that. See, that's looking ahead. You're already starting to talk yourself out of it.
It's not really.
It's 1 hour at a time. 1 hour at a time.
That's so long. That's so long.
You got to look, in order to have a podcast, you got to do stuff so that we can talk about stuff on the podcast. Doing stuff takes time. So you got to, this is homework. I'm giving you homework. Where's my ruler? I'm about to smack the table with it.
And listen, if you guys would just sub to our Patreon, I would have an hour of free time a day. Like, geez, a whiz. Give us money.
Check out the Patreon. Hit us up at mustacheridepod@gmail.com. Hit us up on our Discord. Links in the description. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on our personal YouTube, Twitter, Twitch channels. All that good stuff. It's all down linked in the description. But yeah, that's it for the episode tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Tooth, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for being here. Thanks for not doing hard drugs.
Every day I try to stay away from them.
Yeah.
Just one day at a time.
One day at a time. And this episode will be
one fortnight at a time.
One fortnight. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
So like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next episode.
On the next one.